You know you have second lead syndrome when you like the secondary characters more than the main one. This happens for a lot of people and I am also guilty of doing this. So why do we love the second lead more? Simple, it's because they're just better. Even though someone is considered to be the main lead, it doesn't always mean that they are interesting or the sequel ruins the character development of the main character. Naruto is the prime example. As someone who grew up without a father and who wanted a family, he fails to be there for his future son and daughter. But we're not here to talk about failed character developments or how the sequels ruined the series. Let's get into the top 10 anime leads that should have been the main character. I'm going to start with Archer from Fate Stay Night. I know there is a lore behind this character that had spanned several movies, but we are just going to focus on the original without getting too deep into the Fate franchise. Because like everyone knows, it is a literal dumpster fire that I will not go near. Archer is summoned by a sorceress to join the fight against the other servants to obtain the Holy Grail that would grant the winner a wish. He is not based on a mythological or historical figure, yet he is so popular due to his interesting backstory, strong characterization, and awesome fight scenes. He earns his place in the franchise by being witty and having a tactical strategy to best his opponents. Essentially, Archer became someone special through hard work and has to do anything he can to keep up with the more superior heroes. His story is not something that should be missed. Now on to my personal favorite character, Killua from Hunter x Hunter. He is a cunning and smart teenage assassin who befriends the main character simply because they seemed interesting. At first, he seems like a generic teenager, but with a dark childhood that makes him more fascinating than the main character. Killua is not your typical hunter as he comes from a well-known family of assassins. But now he's no longer an assassin because he's simply grown out of it. He and the main character are best friends who go through a lot through the series. The two of them are inseparable until the very moment that they are forced to be separated. But before this, they would go through a lot together, like helping Killua escape from his family, attempting to find the main character's dad, and experiencing a lot of life and death situations. For two young teenagers, they went through a lot. But we definitely see more character development in Killua. Okay, this one I can only understand half as to why so many people go crazy over this character. Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan, who is the squad captain of the Specialist Operations Squad within the Survey Corps. The first time I saw this character was when he was kicking the shit out of someone. I thought that was a very daring move in front of a room full of so many people. But I'm assuming that this part of him is why this second lead character is so memorable. I mean, I get it. We all have that side of us that wants to experience that little bit of pain. But I'm not one of them because I am weak to pain. Like I saw that scene where I made the face of the Pikachu meme. His stern and loyal personality though is something to be commended as he will fight for his team in order to achieve the peace they all wish for. Small people have that temper to them that I would like to stay away from. Milim from That Time I Got Reincarnated into a Slime is another character that can stand to become the main character. As she is the one who inherited her father's powers, she holds the strongest powers among all the demon lords. Her nickname, Destroyer, is not just for show, as she is not someone you can beat in a fight. Despite how young she looks, Milim is one of the oldest demon lords, being over 2,000 years old. Her childish and irritable personality combined with her power does make her a little bit of a tyrant, but she is respected by her retainers. Milim is all about having fun and, like a lot of immortal beings, hates being bored, and would do just about anything to have fun. Which is why we are glad that our main lead was reincarnated into the world and calms the girl down with their new inventions. Even though the series was called Akame ga Kill, Akame didn't get a lot of screen time. Like, we see her from time to time or in the background, but she wasn't in the front lines until her fight with Esdeath. And speaking of Esdeath, it would have been interesting to see how she came into her powers and climbed the ranks of the military. Her story was never fully explored as the antagonist of the show, and we never know how she got to where she is now. Her final fight with Akame was what kept me interested in the show, as her ice powers are hella fine, and she is an example of what strong women can be. It sucked that she had to be a villainess and killed off the other characters in the series, whether it be directly or indirectly. However, she is a strong leader who knows how to address the issue at hand and will stop at nothing to obtain the things she wants. Love is War is really fun and cute to watch. This is why Chika is such a great fit for the series. Her ditzy and unpredictable personality is what makes her such a lovable character. Although she is constantly putting a wrench in the plans of romance, it is a great way to prolong the story without it getting too boring. At times, Chika does seem a little bit more well-adjusted than her fellow student council members. She is still a very good comedy relief for the series. She is the one who comes up with strange activities and ideas that are entertaining to herself and others. Chika just wants to have fun and serves really well as a vital role as the agent of chaos. She is also really talented and is considered to be the jack of all trades. Although Chika can be annoying, she is also necessary. We just needed someone to spread the love, and Chika is the perfect person for the job. From the mecha anime universe comes 02 from Darling in the Franxx. Despite her past where she was experimented on by the humans, 02 still loves her darling, who is most definitely human. Unlike her counterpart, her rebellious spirit, poor decision-making, and being a bad influence attracts people to her character. She is tragic and relatable, making her a much better character than the main lead. However, this only happens when she meets the main character of the series. So you can say that 02 would not be waifu material if not for the main lead. Before they met, she was not very well developed as a character. This character really opened up after meeting the main character, and we get to see how human she is despite her alien heritage. Because there is so much backstory to her, 02 is a very well-developed character that many people have become invested in. As a former executive of the Port Mafia, Osamu Dazai is a very difficult character to understand. Since leaving the underworld organization and reforming himself in the detective agency, Dazai plays a hero part, even mentoring the younger generation when they need it. As an executive in the Port Mafia, he was brutal and murderous. He didn't care for anyone else, but his friend's death had led him to pursue a more heroic path. Since Dazai was a former mafia, he does find it difficult to shake off his old habits of torturing people. But he has been trying to save more people than he has killed. Dazai is a really fascinating character with an interesting backstory and journey. His vulnerable moment showed us how much humanity he was capable of having. Even though he is seemingly carefree and useless, his experiences have helped him become more of a hero than a killer. Our favorite ninja team was taught by none other than the infamous Kakashi. Known more by his silver hair and mask, he taught our main leads the importance of having teammates and to have people to rely on. Although the team ends up separating like his did, Kakashi is the ultimate ninja teacher. While he does come off a little bit harsh in the beginning, he does genuinely care for his students and hopes that they would not end up like him. Despite what has happened, Kakashi has never forgotten his past and tries his very best to prevent such a tragedy from happening again. This is when we see how much his past has affected him and how hard he had worked to keep the peace around Konoha village. Even though he was never thanked for his hard work, there are people who see this, that he puts a lot of work into protecting the village and his students. Kakashi is truly the greatest teacher. Erza is a character done right in Fairy Tail that shows how a woman can be a strong mage too. Technically, she is a main character, but I don't think she is seen enough, which is why she is on the list. Erza is a strict person and often criticizes other guild members' bad behavior. She is also scary to many of her people because she does get impatient if people do not answer her questions quick enough. Even though she is strict, Erza is also reliable and honorable. She holds a strong level of experience and agency that makes some viewers wonder why the main character is not her. Erza is extremely protective of the guild and its name, which is why she is so harsh on its members. But she will always be proud to be a member of Fairy Tail. She isn't just a talented fighter or the primary leader of the current generation of Fairy Tail. Erza is someone who should be taken seriously on both the battlefield as a fighter and as a woman. Okay, here's the end of the list. So I know there are other second leads that stole the show, but they're in the hearts of the viewers. Maybe I'll do a part 2 or make this a series. Until then, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!